Hey, deserving listeners, Love is Blind. Let's see what happens.
Why is Kwame so mean?
Kwame mean.
I don't know.
It just keeps getting worse and worse. My wife, she was watching this, upstairs, and she one night or the next morning, she says, "Yeah, last night I sat down to watch." I said, "I'm just going to watch one episode of the first." They posted 5 episodes, and then she says, "I watched all 5 episodes in a row." And so she's ahead of me. For me, right now, I'm recording soon after these 5 episodes were released, and it's taking me a bit of time to watch all of them because I'm yammering all the time. But for Stacy, she referred to, because in the beginning it seemed like everything was healthy. There seemed like a lot of people were exhibiting, including Micah and Arena. And I said something along those lines, and she's like, "Well, wait." And then I was like, "So do they have a pool party scene or something?" And she's like, "Yeah." And the look on her face was, I was like, "Oh," but I had no idea. I had no idea how bad it could get. Sometimes I wonder if I'm watching reality TV history. When I first started watching reality TV, because I randomly watched Love is Blind the first season with my wife at the beginning of the pandemic, because a lot of people were, and I don't watch reality TV, so I started watching it, and I was like, wait, because I kept thinking all these things. I was like, oh, I should make a reaction video to this maybe. We're stuck at home. This is right when the lockdown first happened in Seattle, and I'm like, I should maybe make a video. I don't know. I try a lot of different random things with this podcast, and usually people are mildly interested, and it took off. Anyway, so as I started to watch more and more reality TV, people would ask me to watch past things, like Danielle and Muhammad, past Darcy and Jesse. All that stuff was in the past. And I was watching it well after the fact. And I had seen the memes, and I'd seen the quotes, and I'd seen what, where's my makeup bag? There are certain notable moments in these TV shows where people know about them. They're famous moments. And I was always late to the party. But sometimes I wonder if I'm not late to the party.
Not like guys like that. I'm like, dude, chill. You are salty as fuck.
Yo, can I talk to you for a sec?
Okay. So, I don't know. If I were Kwame's friend, I'd just be like, let it go. What do you think? He's perfectly within his rights, but what do you hope will happen? Now, you could argue that it's justice that needs to be served, that Micah needs to understand what's up. And you don't want to stoop to her level, but you want to point out, look, I think you are a mean person. You exhibit mean behavior. I've seen a lot of things just today, and I've heard of other things too, that indicate that you have some issues. And you just should know that it's a problem, and I see it as such. I see you as someone that, I don't know what's going on with you, but something's going on there. And I want to feel bad for you, but honestly, I don't. And you're welcome to your personality.
Kwame, come here.
Why is Kwame so mean?
Kwame mean.
I don't know, like guys like that. I'm like, dude, chill. You are salty as fuck.
It almost makes you wonder if there's some kind of subculture that, because the analogy to this that I'm more familiar with is the red pill incel MGTOW dude bro or gamer guy who will talk extremely problematically about women. And I've seen that culture build over time, over the past 15 years, when it first began. In my awareness is within the pickup artist community, and then it sort of morphed into these other things. And so in those communities, there's a indoctrination, a cult of ideas and us versus them that will result in these red pill guys having some really atrocious behavior towards women, not because they lack empathy, but because they've just been indoctrinated and brainwashed into a way of thinking of dehumanizing women and misogyny. And so I've seen that before. And I've seen, obviously, this behavior before, too. And so it just makes me wonder if there's some kind of subculture the two of them come from where this is the norm, that the way that they talk about people, the downplaying of emotions, the cruelty, the over jokesterism of everything, like everything's a joke, because that's what we've all agreed upon. You know, I could say very similar things about the incel community. So I don't know, is there a pocket like this? I'm just trying to grasp at straws here as to why this would be happening.
Yo, can I talk to you for a sec?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll get one of those as well.
Dude,
Are you
hold on, real
feeling
quick.
weird about that comment?
Yes.
Feel really?
Really fucked up.
You should. You should.
Like, why did you say that?
First of all, take it down a notch.
I'm sure people are thinking it, but there could be racism. I don't know that. But who knows? But at the very least, what? Take it down a notch? Every time I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's now ashamed of herself. When she said that thing, she was like, I was just joking, and she seemed a little off put that he walked away, thinking that maybe she was like, oh, I think I took it too far. You know, that feeling that you get. Like, I was hoping that that would happen, but she is now exhibiting that. Because if you were in that state, you would, even if you thought someone was getting aggressive in their tone, you would maybe allow for it if there was no indication that you were in danger or something. But for her to say, he's just talking. He's being commensurate with the situation. Other people would be justified in a lot more expansive behavior. Not that you could go into violence or intimidation, but yeah. And of course, the specific of a particular angle of racism that could be happening is just like any behavior from a black man is a precursor to violence or a crime or aggression or something, which is, of course, a stereotype and not proven by science. So, yikes. Usually when 90 Day Fiancé is usually the show where occasionally there'll be scenes where it's actually really hard for me to watch. This is really hard to watch.
Comment.
Yes.
Feel really?
Really fucked up.
You should. You should.
Like, why did you say that?
First of all, take it down a notch.
Then she says, you should feel terrible about yourself. Under normal circumstances, I'd be like, well, certainly that's not what she means, but...
Because how I am is never malicious. And you know me.
I'm trying to.
You think I'm someone that's malicious?
That is really fucked up.
It felt like a job.
It felt
A job.
to a failed proposal? Like, dude, come on, dude. That is not.
So she is criticizing him for interpreting it poorly. So her argument is, I'm not malicious. And that's the word of this season, right? Maliciousness. And that's her argument is, you know me, I'm not malicious.
Not okay.
I thought it'd be funny.
I didn't appreciate that.
So much health from Kwame right now. He is exhibiting that he's hurt. There's so many other ways he could be dealing with it that I would consider to also be in the realm of health. But this is extremely healthy in that he's just being upfront. He's not getting aggressive at all. He's just saying that really was inappropriate. It hurt me. It bothered me. That he could be like, I don't care about her, whatever. And I'd be understanding of that, honestly. That might be what I would do. I'd be like, whatever, I don't need this crap. That'd be one possibility. He's not doing that. He could get really, really angry and yell. He could start talking crap about her behind her back. Instead, he goes right to her and just says, hey, I'm just going to tell you what's up.
I care about you. Like, I told you that from the minute I saw you. I was like, Kwame. So I would never say something negative towards you.
Is this some elaborate manipulation of you put someone down, and then when they come to you to try to explain to you, this is a cycle of abuse. I don't know if that's how we would frame this or her, but it is emulative of that, where you will put someone down, scare them, hurt them, insult them, criticize them, do something negative towards them, produce a negative feeling of the person. And then when it goes too far and the other person is at the verge of drawing a boundary, that's when you love bomb again. So at least we're seeing that. And people learn that. So we could add modeling. I'm keeping a list of all the possible conceptualizations because they're kind of out there, but they're all possible. I have cult-like, I have regression, I have a defense and the opposite impulse, I have immaturity, I have psychopathy, I have narcissism, I have modeling from parents, I have triangulation, and I have this, I don't know what to call it, but a subculture that is similar to incels. And so with modeling, it's possible that this is how she knows people relate. This is how she knows relationships are supposed to be. This is how she knows how to express love. I wouldn't actually put that low on the list. I'd put that pretty high. She's pretty young, so typically this sort of behavior does not just come out of nowhere. So that's another possibility.
Don't make jokes like you did. Like that.
I do apologize for that.
Fucked up.
Because
I still care about you. I do.
Please don't make this go down this direction. I don't know why. It would just feel so unjust if somehow, I mean, honestly, the just thing would just be that Micah would be ignored by everyone, the way that she's behaving. By giving it attention and particularly holding her hand and saying that he cares about her. Kwame hasn't seen what we have seen. He's only seen these little bits. As far as he knows, when Micah is a good person who broke up with him badly, but then later on informed him that it really was hard on her. We don't know if it was actually hard on her, given all of the things we said. And then we see some energy from her towards him. So he's like, well, what are you going to do? I'm a catch, and she likes what she sees. But he doesn't know that she might just be playing a game. But anyway, then the failed proposal toast. So for him, he's just seeing this snippet, but he hasn't seen the pattern that we've seen. So maybe for him, he is a nice person and is giving her the benefit of the doubt because he doesn't know the full picture. And neither do we.
This is our first time seeing each other.
hey, look at me.
Yes.
Let's go back to who we are as ourselves.
Yeah.
With other people involved.
Okay.
Me and you are very open with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I found love for you through a pod.
This is hard to watch because everything that she has done, even in front of him, and for him to even, he's free to do what he wants, and maybe he's like, no, I know she can be immature and malicious, but I don't know, I like her and I still have a connection. But for me, it just would have felt better if he just would have told her, look, what you did was completely uncool. I just feel like you should know that. Peace. I'm going to hang out with Chelsea and other people who actually don't do things like this. That would just feel, I don't know, feels like an episode of Happy Days or something, but because there was always that moment where the bad guy would get his comeuppance. Any Happy Days fans out there? I have a Happy Days lunch pail behind me. I don't think you could see it.
We did feel so strongly about each other. How I felt with you was so genuine. I remember on the first day I walked out of there and I was like, Kwame. Like, did I just meet my husband? I felt like that. Everything was genuine. Every single thing was genuine. Again, normally I would believe her, but God knows. God knows.
All right, well, let's adjourn there. If you want to support what we're doing here, you can become a patron on patreon.com. I know a lot of people ask people to do that on YouTube, but it seriously is the only reason why I can do any of this stuff is because, to put it in practical terms, the only reason why I have time to do this sort of thing, because it takes me a long time, but it's enjoyable, for me. And the only reason why I can do this is because I don't work full-time at the university anymore. And the only reason why I don't work full-time at the university anymore is because people are members on Patreon. It is the main income source for what we do here. And if you sit through the ads, that helps as well, of course. But also, if you could become a patron, it would be really helpful, really. And thank you to everyone who is a patron, particularly you annual patrons and you upper tier patrons. And everyone, please, regardless, take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really do.